ñu bari ci loolu lañ nekk di wax gis noonu yow nga bindoon amoon na time boo xam ne yow wax nga sax ne nit ñi pour mbiru protest lu ñu war a njëkk a protest mooy protest pour public order act mu jógee fii moom pour leen ak leen soo lu xew tamit on Friday bañ jàpp lu toll ci 23 youth ba am lum jur te yow lan ngay wax ci mbiru public order act bi ak tamit ak ñu jàpp ne Gala lu ñu def right la génn suñ PA système ak yu ci demee noonu yëpp yow noo ko gisee.
jërëjëf Garmi di wone suma kontaan si Haji his ending part was very interesting because lii la because lu ñu bëgg rek mooy nit ñi dañu war a reason very well before taking decision yi loolu moom lu mooy wax fii nii léegi nii earlier mu ne like those people were it's urgency they show urgency so when the urgency is hastened then there will be questions around how reasonable their action would be. Lu xew mooy ne Gambian youths ñoo génn and then they were confronted by another group of Gambian youths ñoo xamante ne ñoom ñoo takku ñëw nekk police to serve us in that way. These people are ordinary citizens so two class moo am two sides youths ñoo class. In the end beneen group bi dañ ko remand beneen bi mu issue tear gas so it was a very unfortunate situation why the reality is I do not agree with that decision.
Which decision ñan
ñii team Gom Sa Boppa Edward Francis Small Center for Rights and Justice and Rights and Gala ñetti groupe yi ñoo tax lii mu am te lu tax lii am man ay thought ne three groups suñ toogee rek seen xalaat bi waroon naa ëppali because ne Gambia dañu lose somehow track because buñ daan change régime 2017 January bu Barrow mandatam started there was something on the table mooy ne coalition seen manifesto bi transitional justice to repeal all the draconian laws in fact this public order act dañ ko yóbbu ba National Assembly pour amend ko 2019 dañ ko withdraw kenn waxut ñëpp ñu ne teg kenn waxut dañ ko yóbbu National Assembly ñu withdraw ko Gambia fii la xewe so kenn waxut te man dama gëm ne citizen bu nekk am nga duty si constitution bi citizen dafa am duty si mu teg si kaw citizen te ku nekk rek loolu dañ ko war a aar te suñu guest bi wax na ko fii defend the constitution mu ne moom duñ ko caaxaane I agree with him 100%. Duties of a citizen one of them number one mooy defend constitution bi so pour dafa joxe jël décision te constitution bi bu ñoo wax ni dafa joxe lu ñoo wax judicial review processes am na pour is a public body they are not alpha omega lu leen neex rek lañoo def ñetti groupe yële su fekkee time mu jël xelaat binda statement te statement moom guddul sax time bu naan jël in fact balaa maay dugga si judiciaire bi xaaral ma ñëwee nii sax ñoom ñëpp xam ne pour office mënoon nañ jël 3 people rek wala 1 person yóbbul ñu pétition bi 1 2 they know the emails of Pura because Pura they have a website you can write to Pura directly your petition if you want them to hear you I think the idea was to hear you could have written to them waaye lu xew mooy these people were writing on their Facebook on their TikTok ëllëg dañoo génn dañoo protest nañ dem occupy nañ dem fii Pura ñu taxaw foofu dañ daan oote ndaje mbooloo leen daan oote the petition was for me was subordinate su fekkee joxe petition kese la jarutoon ñaari nit sax kenn mënoon na koo yóbbu ñaari nit mën nañ ko yóbbu ñetti nit mbooloo boobu noonu it was not necessary that's my view on the action waaye su fekkee dañu bëggoon Pura mu stop comme aji mu ne urgency ñun gis nañ fii National Assembly dañ defar loi lu ñoo wax amendment to the Commission of Inquiry Act dañ ko amee président bi joxal nañ ko doole boo xamante ne mun naa padi nit comme ne commission def la fan wante lu xew another civil society group if I'm not forgetting Coalition of Progressive Gambian ñoom KEX yóbbu nañ ko court Right now, in Supreme Court, they are trying to challenge the powers of the National Assembly. I think this is what organized groups do. 3 groups, you daje. You have a petition, petition, do you want to put on a man petition? If that was the only thing that you dajalo pura, kon sen dajalo bobu amul benjiri. Could the petition you should agree with me, ne? Sen dajalo bobu non amul benjiri. So again, loolu la space statement bobu ñu génné fofu non. Loolu mo sen petition bi. Kon sen dajalo bële amul njëriñ. Kenn rek mënon nako yóbbu, mënon nañ ko bindal pura email, mënon nañ ko bindal pura through their website, mënon nañ yóbbu nit fofu, mënon nañ ko even through the media. Media can publish their petition. Nit da ngay def lu ñoo wax what do you call the ideas they have. There's perception. The perception index of these people, the young people, Gala, and the police. How does Gala see the police? And how does the police see Gala? Lolo is very important for you to buy ko Gala, they have been confrontational. Gala, some first day it was confrontational. Then them banjul ñu arrest len, yóbbu len.
But was this Gala?
No, it was Gala. It was Gala people. Don't move to Gala. Gala came into being because of a situation.
Now, for this particular one, I don't think it is officially Gala's. This Pura issue.
Yeah, they are there. It's Gala, Team Gomsa Bopa, and Edward Francis Mo. Ñetti yi la. Ñi ñoo oté. Dama sen page yi nga dem sen individual living den ko gis. Li mo xew. If you read their press statement, you will see it. Ñi la. So, another thing we have to denk wara bay xel moy man dama gëm ne so they believed Pura was wrong. Mënon nañ use judicial review. Mënon nañ joxe sen statements or their petition through more organized means. Direct hand delivering. Even suñu xamé sa li defay indi problem. Even we have delivery system. Nga yobbu ko nga jox gay. Yep mu fa. Emails yep mu fa. This I believe people should go beyond like Lula wara gene protest law. I agree with the guest. Like for example, you ngeen tok wa bundu yep amu len dox. That is a human rights thing. Ba mo tane def len wara affect. You cannot sit and you want to go to the police to negotiate and all that. No. But mom and then I'm not sure any person will try any person for those type of issues. Wali ba mo tane mu nga ko jox gara directly is a problem. You know. So dama gis tamit ne Gala, we're going to discuss Gala later, right?
No, just go ahead.
Yeah, Gala.
Yeah, well, very important. There is something that we have to take note of. I mean, previously what happened, some of us, previous day before all this coming out and so on. But let's be very, very mindful. Mungewa a judicial review and all those things. There is a system here which we have to be very, very careful too. This sometimes it's nothing. The lackadaisical nature of the system make the reactions. I'm going to before Gala again and then the assets for future which they come. Yeah. Absolutely, they should come out. Section 220 of our Constitution. It asks you, Section 220, subsection F, asks you as a citizen's duty to expose, not only expose, but combat the misuse of funds.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Combat, that word combat. I'm going back to also Section 25, before I go to the Public Order Act. Sorry for this interjection.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Long stories and we pick what it is.
Yeah, it's okay.
The repeal of this Public Order Act, especially Section 5 of it, I mean, I may agree. We have seen when it goes to Parliament, throw it out and so on. They could have even make it a better legislation whereby it can be a notification act.
Yeah.
But understand? Yeah. If you every time want to say that you want to go to the police, let's have what it is. So you may end up being under a police state. The police have to be deciding every time whether you're doing right or so. There are simple things. Today, if I am to write a petition against my MP, for whatever it is, or a mayor, an elected official, do I always have to go to the police also? That's one example, no. I do agree. Sulane henga be as a petition, wire go through what they call electronic email, understand, for them to this thing. We know that they are not stupid people, those people, they know what they are doing. All what they need, sometimes you have to put pressure. Because of this, the system before nekala, gis nga system bi su nekkee di nelaw, xam nga lu bari moo xew fay tey. Dama jox an example back to buguma ñu génn ci the pure thing at what it data. But the money that was squandered and misused under this Jammeh after forfeiture, because it's a state fund, until today they cannot tell us where is that money, to what account they have put it, and what was the audit report that has reported all those things. So people see that.
So you mean the Jammeh assets?
Yes, I'm just sorry. Yeah, but that was forfeited. Now it's all our assets.
Yeah, I understand.
It's our money now.
I don't.
Which account? Tell me what special account did they say that 700 million is lying now? What is the name of that account? And the people in Gala, they are right to make sure that after this commission, the special committee sits on this issue, for them to report and tell us where is that money. When did they use it to buy Haji something or anybody? But back to because we one of them. Important, as I just said, sometimes spontaneously. Xam nga dafa am li indi affaire bi rek xam nañ ne act with reasonability. Gis nga police enforcing and rules of engagement for the police, it has to be reviewed, taking into cognizance ne young people are coming out. Xam nga ñeneen ñi suñu xoolee Gala nii, the type of people know is the cause that they are fighting for, which is transparency and accountability. Escort them. You meet them there. I mean, you came with a lot of police. I understand what you are saying. We all know the court processes. Anything law fi bugate, court process is very easy. But sometimes you go to court. Other cases in your wahni, mungi chang court, it takes you years before you get understand the remedy. Yes. So pour wala rek, you buy helne. I mean, sometimes we understand things become spontaneous because of pressure bi nekk suñ kaw. Because ñu ngi gis ne tey ñu ngi data ñëpp ñu ngi yaa such a data in a way ni ma ko buuma duga ci lifini because soo duggee si business yi dafa nekk loo xam ne people see you like you're attacking the business here and there. But Haji made a good insight about it. But pour wax la rek, I mean, mun nañoo ko tey okay ñu ñaari nit rek jox ko petition. It's not sometimes enough. Sometimes it's good for people to come understand. Even if they hold a placard. Back to the section 25 D, which says that we can peacefully assemble without arms.
Yeah.
It's very clear.
That's correct.
Wow. So where are these people armed? No, so that's these are the things. So,
my disagreement, I'm not against protest.
No, sometimes
I'm looking at the
context itself.
Yeah, the reasonability of what they did. So like the sections you have been mentioning, these are clear constitutional provisions. But if you go to the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court has already decided on this. Because if you go to the Constitution, section 127, it gives the Supreme Court the power to enforce and interpret the Constitution. So it has already interpreted this issue. The ECOWAS Court has already interpreted this issue. So now the fight should be, how do we get this law out of our law books? Yeah,
repeal it.
We always remember the Public Order Act only when we want to do protests. So it's like the urgency that applies in the protest, we don't do that urgency in advocacy. When we wanted to get the access to information law, the civil society, the GPU and all others work together and get the access to information. When we wanted to get the Anti-Corruption Act, the same thing happened. Civil society works. Civil society has the power.
But Gambia civil society is weak.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so what are like...
No, but I'm coming to the issue exactly about this issue. Every issue, one to protest. One to protest. That is Gala's philosophy around what Gala has already shown people is. One to street, one to in the street. But there are better ways of dealing with this. Galas, in fact, first, they should have a channel of communication with the government. If that fails, then you think about it. You cannot only jump and come to the street. That's the government, petition them, make sure there's a channel of communication, and then that is one, to show that you are objective. That is one. Because it will open line for dialogue.
Yeah, but let that be the responsibility of the government. Let me just qualify this, because it's very important that it's not that they always jump and protest. When you are protesting or doing anything like that, there is a cause and objective here. Tomorrow, if Gala was to protest for ID cards, it's justifiable. Imagine, example, right? Something may go wrong. And sometimes people don't have to wait. Understand that? The channel of communication, Morton Manela, the engagement side is very important here. Like you mentioned, I agree. Government can build that relationship. Understand that, let's say a committee or a channel bohamne, if they want to say that, okay, if you see anything, anytime you want to come and protest, for instance, come out and, you know what I mean, talk to us. But not every time that they have to do that. Because, I mean, as I just say, you are always subjecting yourself to, remember, authority resides with the people. Sometimes people have the right. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm not happy at the factory. I'm not happy at the hotel. I'm a hotel worker also. Do I have to wait, you understand, to say that I can do this thing? I'm not protesting. Let me just be clear here. There are certain things that will come and there will be future protests. Because the culture was not here. So sometimes understand where these people are coming from. The farmers today, they may not be happy today because of their welfare, and they don't need, they may come and say that, okay, we are peacefully assembling to discuss our welfare.
That's important.
If I may add one.
Go ahead. Let me just come. I will come. So the idea of protest, anyone who dismisses, you don't know governance. You don't understand the word.
So the random way of protest, that's a problem for you.
And then secondly, you call yourself against looted asset. I'm coming to the idea. I wanted to bring other issues, but I understand Mr. Jai also has to speak. The idea of dialogue now, let me show you that. Gala came out, petitioned the government, asking the government to establish a committee for the National Assembly. They did so. They asked for the release of the list. They have released it, even though it's incomplete. The government, in fact, indicated in their press release it's incomplete because they don't have the other information. The National Assembly committee is working. You know, that is successful.
It was done.
That is dialogue.
But how was it done?
Yeah.
No, how was that done? What leads to that?
Is a protest.
Of course.
No, but the first one, you know the first one, they went to Banjul. That is where they were arrested. Exactly. So that was, they could have, actually that petition could have been written and they request permit. If they are denied permit, they go to the High Court. You know better than all of us that the High Court can always.
But why didn't the police? Yeah, just a question. I know, I agree. Yeah. Why didn't the police not engage them when they meet them at the arch and then talk to them nicely? What do you want? So, let me escort you to the various ministry that you want to deliver. You see, you have to take everything in context. First of all, what always brings the problem? I'm solo.
Is it perception?
Not only perception.
Is it perception?
No.
The perception, and then the police, the reasonability of the police.
And whose perception? Gala or the police?
Gala is...
no, it's the police perception.
The problem is due to poor service delivery.
Exactly.
So the perception is two sides. You see the police as confrontational.
No.
And then they also see these people as radical.
Yankuba, I just want to...
that gap should be bridged. So that the police...
Council, if I may interject with Yankuba.
The TRC recommendation is for more trainings for the police. The National Human Rights Commission has been issuing advisory notes.
Are they doing that? Security reform, is it
that's the
success?
Issue. So now the civil society should push that.
Wow.
So that's why I'm telling you that dialogue, if dialogue is enhanced, and the trainings are done.
And who has to call dialogue, Yankuba?
Who has to call dialogue? If I'm aggrieved.
Who is the bigger guy here?
If I'm aggrieved, like for example, the transport union, they were aggrieved. They had a dialogue with the Ministry of
You are hot, and you call for dialogue.
The ministry invited
but they wrote.
They wrote on their grievances. Let me come here.
Exactly.
Let me come here.
That is if you choice. Let me just make clear. Then you know what as I say, it's your choice. Dialogue being called every time you had president is calling opposition dialogue and so on. Sometimes it doesn't bear any fruit. Let me say that. That's the real. Your young people have very perception. And the police are always, you see what they did? They perceived these people as somehow put them in a circle of, you know what I mean? They are problem people. Look at the reason why they are out. Engage them on it. gis nga mooy problème gis nga man tey su ma xoolee ne ñii de problème la I will not go and defend them in court. I may be wrong. Understand li ma wax nii. So be careful. As I say, look, democracy dañ ko war a suuxat dafa am fu ñu jógee. And you were talking about perception, but there is also a
historical. No, fu ñu jógee. dañ bàyyi yoon bi.
No, waaw xaaral no déglu rek. No, waay si dictatorship nga nekkoon. Time yi Jammeh di nga dare to protest.
No.
waaw moo tax dañ ko xeex pour make sure ne understand nga. If today Haji wants to
but from 2017. dañ bàyyi yoon bi. Because TRC recommendations are there. Lu ñoo wax ni training of security ak yu human rights commission.
ñana bàyyi yoon
lu tax ñu bàyyi yoon bi.
wante de ñana bàyyi yoon bi.
lu tax sax ñu bàyyi yoon bi.
It's politics.
Okay. What type of politics?
What government?
That is politics.
I might agree with
you expect UDP to recommend the security reform?
No, I just want to reference some factors here in short. This is not dialogue, it's important. Because suñu xeexee sax si foofu la ñoo mujjee dem. But li ma la wax ne that is why transparency is very important in governance. Because it builds trust between the public
100%.
and the public servants or on public institutions. Gis nga nguur bi foofu lañ manqué. Nga fooy waxee ne comme Gala dañu waroon a binda, they have email. Xam nga ñun dañ demonstrate on Saturday. Balaa ñu demonstrate on Saturday, May 2025, April bu nguur bi commencé du joxe ID card bi Mauritania. We raise questions about the legalities in a formal written format.
Okay.
Did they do anything?
That was very good.
Yeah,
that was very good.
In a formal way.
So you see, where I'm
from
that is very important.
Let me come. From May up to August, so ñu tonde nguur bi tontu nañu. So na fekk mu tamé ñu noppi ba ñu submit a permit for procession. Sila ñu withdraw means yi. Xam nga you are a journalist, but you are not even privy to that this means are withdrawn. There's no personnel giving ID card outside now. You don't know it.
No, I'm not even following that issue.
No, but whether you are interested or not.
No, I mean, I'm not following that issue.
Whether you are following or not, hadn't it was done, it would have been dropped in the public domain.
Yeah, that's correct.
You'll get the hint.
Yeah.
Why even the ministry themselves, the ministry, did not know that the GID, Gambia Immigration Department, then they nekkuñ di joxe ID card bi léegi ñëw nañ ñu ngi fii. Already we submitted our permit. You see the darkness in this government. Gis nga lëndëm bi si government bi. So lëndëm bi lan la moo waral diggante askan bi ak ñuy gouverne. Mooy ne ñàkk am gob bi ñàkk am trust bi. So ndaw ñi su ma waxee ne ndaw ñi they act in a matter of urgency. Mooy ne PURA did not communicate legitimately, did not communicate relevantly to the public with genuine justifiable reasons ne lii moo tax ñu ngay def lii. Soo defutee loolu nag ñii nag gomuñu ne ñun suñu apply permit at that instant stage xëy na duñu accepter permit bi. So they want to go by section 25, section 1B that our right to demonstrations of peacefully is guaranteed under the constitution.
All right.
Hanga madano fere Gambia. Hanga luta nguur bi mu ñu
I'll come back later.
Hanga nguur bi luta mu ñu ignore. Because they say the constitution is silent on the issuance of ID card outside. But the Nationality and Citizenship Act is clear on it. But that is a subsidiary law. The Public Order Act here is also a subsidiary law. Am I not right?
Right.
But why should you respect a law above a law?
Right.
Because your law bi mo la febo, bale febo la. So hanga mbir mi nguur bi moo war a def lu war. Su defee lu war, hanga askan bi dinañ topp lu war.
All right. So Yankuba just land.
Subsidiary law. Citizenship and Nationality Act is an enactment from Parliament.
All right, Mr. Suwane.
It's not a constitution.
Mr. Suwane, that's fine.
Although the constitution said is subject to.
jërëjëf léegi Yankuba yow
It's subject to. But it's a
jeexalal ma
subsidiary
dogal
law
madame ci
compared to the constitution.
léegi bàyyi Yankuba mu jeexal madame ci duudu parce que time am la
man fu may lifine rek ende bala ma ñëwaat si kanam mooy ne protest is a right 100%. ku ko oppose rek yow da nga nekk nit ko xamante ne xamuloo yëfi àdduna xamuloo démocratie xamuloo waaye the issue is man fu may xoolee mooy naka nga koy defee how do you start it because xam nga ne first thing the law is not in your favor fu mu nekk nii right now because all the time the light here you take like 72 hours nga waste time because ma jox la example these boys.
But that's good about abuse.
Yeah, I'm coming. That's what I'm telling you. So I'm trying to.
they anticipated that. Gis nga sometimes Yankuba understand one thing. Nekku nañi xamuñ ne li
They knew the state against the law. They knew that.
They work on it. Gis nga let's be this thing. Don't look at things like
okay
that.
dina ñëw si mbiru arrest bi ak yooyu noonu ak bail bi ak
okay.
so yeah please allow him to learn ko defee madame Doudou
I'm looking at how objectivity. That's why my angle is. Objectivity is youth, for example, dañ leen joxoon bail ñu bañ. Waaye the same bail lañ jël.
Yeah, dina ñëw si loolu.
Same condition. Waaye anyway, man fu may wax rek mooy
They have a reason for that.
Yes.
yeah su ñëwee si loolu after you give us the reason.
I don't disagree with their reason. Waaye lu ma lay wax nii mooy protest ak noo koy
Your process bi ngay laajte process.
Exactly, the process.
But the trust has already broke that process.
Alright.
Because amuñu
That's
trust bi si
fine.
nguur
So,
bi moo tax.
and that's why I'm talking about the perception.
Okay,
Where there is-
that's fine,
You
Yankuba.
see now,
Sorry.
Yes, I can now connect the perception you're talking
yes,
about.
I'm talking about
now.
perception. The perception you have about the government and the perception of the security have about you and the perception the government have about you. These are the perceptions we should eliminate. And the TRC recommendations is what we should actually push to end this.
To be implemented,
Yeah.
yes.
That should be the advocacy.
I agree on that side.
All right.